Initial comments or questions, let's get started. Next slide. Today's training will be conducted in two parts. First, we will walk through this training deck to go over some key highlights and updates for PowerRecruit. Then for the second part, we will conduct a live demo. For this training, we will go over an overview of PowerRecruit, then go over the key new features and walk through the recruit requests and bureau approval steps. After we go over these items, we will then go into our live demo. As we are limited on time and we want to ensure we have enough time to go over everything we want to touch on in this training, we will be answering questions at the end of the session if time permits. Please place your questions in the chat throughout the session today, and our team will collect your questions and provide answers at the end of the session or in a follow-up after the session. Next slide. The PowerRecruit Redesign provides the ability to streamline recruit request initiations in HR Connect. The summary of changes for the PowerRecruit redesign are: number one, redesign of the PowerRecruit functionality in HR Connect. Number two, streamlined functionality for submitting and approving recruitment requests. And number three, new tile to view an all-inclusive list of PowerRecruit requests and the corresponding status of each. Another main update with this redesign is the introduction of the 4-step activity guide, which includes Step 1, PD library. Step 2, position information. Step 3, announcement information. And Step 4, summary and submit. We will walk through these steps during this training. Other updates include the ability to save a draft request, ability to print or save a copy of the request, and a final check prior to submitting the request. Next slide. There are 3 ways to initiate a recruit request using PowerRecruit. The 3 ways are as follows: recruit requests, vacant positions, and backfill. Today, we will demonstrate the recruit request scenario 1. Next slide. Now, we will head into walkthrough of key new features in the PowerRecruit redesign. Next slide. The following screen print shows the new recruitment dashboard. To initiate a recruit request, first, you will click on the recruitment dashboard tile. Next, you will click on the recruit request tile to proceed with initiating a recruit request. Additionally, you can click on the Manage Requests tile to view the status of recruit requests. Next slide. On this slide, we are highlighting information needed to complete your recruit request that comes from the CD 516. This information includes job code, duty station, bargaining unit, supervisory code, drug tests, and telework. Next slide. Now, we will get into the steps that were mentioned earlier that are a part of the 4-step activity guide. The first step is the PD library. On this step, you will enter the PD number, which corresponds to the job code that is listed as the MR number on the CD516. The job code will appear on bottom of the screen, where you then will click on the official position title. Please note that the PD number is the job code. Next slide. Once you select the official position title, a pop-up will appear to confirm the selection. Next slide. Now we are ready for step 2, position information. The series and grade on this step will default. The position number field should be left blank. Next slide. On the bottom half of the page, you will find the drop-down for additional position information. Required fields on this step include hiring manager's position, department, sensitivity code, and security clearance. The hiring manager's position will default to the hiring manager that is initiating the request. When initiating as a proxy to a hiring manager, search and populate the hiring manager field if it does not default. Department and sensitivity code will default. You can select security clearance and work schedule from their respective drop-downs. If the recruitment is for a non-competitive hire, please indicate non-competitive to the job analysis field. If the sensitivity code does not match the CD516, please contact Enterprise Services before proceeding forward. Next slide. Next is the third step, announcement information. All the information in this section is optional, and any information entered should be referenced based on the CD516, PD, and hiring preferences. Information can be updated after submission. There are some items to note on this page that I want to bring to your attention. If the recruitment is for a non-competitive hire, leave the Who Can Apply fields set to No. For location details, the user can enter locations by announcement or by duty station. If appointment type is temporary, temporary promotion, or term, enter in length of appointment. If you select remote job, then you cannot select telework eligible or vice versa. Subsequently, if you select remote job, then location details tab will be blocked out. Click Save to move forward once complete. Next slide. The fourth and last step is Summary and Submit. On this page, you can review a summary of your request and add any additional comments as needed. If the recruitment is for a non-competitive hire, please include non-competitive in the comments box. Enter the prefix in the request number field. The prefix will correspond to the requesting bureau: OS, ITA, MBDA, EDA, NTIA, and BIS. The 6-digit PowerRecruit number will auto-generate and attach the prefix to it for unique bureau identification. Next slide. Workflow approvals match the workflow currently existing. Following the bureau routing rules, you will route to the first authorizer. Please note that when initiating as a proxy to a hiring manager, there will be an additional hiring manager drop-down field where the user must select the hiring manager again. Click Submit to continue through this step. Next slide. Once Submit is clicked, a pop-up window will appear with the PowerRecruit request number. Please write this number down to submit with the recruitment request in the ES portal. Click on Print Summary to get a printable copy of the request. To exit, either click the Exit button in the top right corner or select the Return to Recruitment dashboard option in the center of the screen. Next slide. As noted earlier, you can view the status of requests by going to the recruitment dashboard and clicking on the Manage Requests tile. Next slide. This is the view of Manage Requests. Here you can see a summary of all your submitted recruit requests. Next slide. Next, we will look into what PowerRecruit looks like at the bureau approval level. Next. Bureau level approval includes the work list and MSSS approver pages. Access work list to approve the PowerRecruit request. Next slide. Click on the recruit request action type to review the recruit request. When reviewing, all fields are editable except the PD number and sensitivity code. Authorizers can submit, deny, push back, but no restart. Next slide. Navigate through the position info and announcement info tabs to review information. If any updates are needed, update accordingly. Prior to submitting, you can add attachments or comments as needed. Click Submit to approve the request. Next slide. Now that we have walked through some of the key updates and features for PowerRecruit, let's head into the demo portion of this training. Please give us a moment while we transition to the demo portion of this training.
We will be demonstrating the steps to initiating a new recruitment request for a competitive recruitment. For this, you will first navigate to the HR Connect homepage and click on Recruitment Dashboard tile. For the demo today, I will be initiating the recruitment request as a proxy to a hiring manager in HR Connect. Once you're in Recruitment Dashboard, you will then click on the Recruit Request tile to start the process of initiating a new request. We are now starting step 1 of the 4-step activity guide, which is PD Library. On this page, you will start by entering the PD number into the PD number field. You will pull this number from the CD516, which is the MR number on the form. PD number also corresponds with the job code field in HR Connect. For this demo today, we will be using the PD number FT0012. Once you type in the PD number, proceed by clicking the search button. A bar will populate at the bottom, and from here you will press the official position title to confirm your selection. For this scenario, select Human Resource Assistant. A pop-up will now show on the screen that confirms the PD selection. Click OK to proceed. Now that we have selected our position, we are entering into the second step, which is position information. On this page, you will confirm whether the associated information is accurate for this recruitment request. The PD number will appear in the top left corner of the page. Leave the position number field blank. If the recruitment has a target grade, then add in all applicable grades by using the plus sign in the Grades to Recruit section. The hiring manager field will default to the hiring manager. I'm acting on behalf of today for initiating the recruitment request. The hiring manager corresponding department will also be populated. In this scenario, Jennifer Nye should display as the hiring manager. Jennifer's department also defaults. The sensitivity code field will default based on the position information. Please do not change. If the sensitivity code does not match the CD516, please stop and contact Enterprise Services. Reference the position designation to select the security clearance drop-down value that corresponds to the position being recruited for. In this scenario, the security clearance is 0 for not required. Reference the CD516 to select work schedule field drop-down value that corresponds with the position being recruited for. In this scenario, the work schedule will be full-time. If a recruit request is for a non-competitive hire, indicate non-competitive in the job analysis field. Once all relevant fields are complete, click Save and Proceed. We are now entering step 3 of the process, which is announcement information. The first section we will see on this page is who can apply. For this section, select the appropriate announcement types. If the recruitment is for a non-competitive hire position, please leave the Who Can Apply field set at No. In this scenario, we are doing a competitive hire, which means that we are posting the vacancy on USA Jobs. Toggle to click Yes for public and status. The next section on this page is announcement information. In this section, complete all applicable information. In this scenario, select the following. Appointment type, you can select permanent or temporary. If it were temporary, then the length of appointment field will become available to complete. Today, we will be doing a permanent position. We will say travel is required 25% or less. Toggle yes for supervisory position. Toggle yes for financial disclosure. And toggle yes for telework eligible. The last section for this page is location details. In this section, indicate the total number of vacancies as well as the duty location. Duty location will be pulled from the CD 516. In this scenario, we will say we're recruiting 2 vacancies and we're looking to recruit in the Washington, D.C. area. Under location details, click on the icon and in the state field, type DC. Then click search. For today, we will select Washington. Select save to proceed to move forward. We are now entering the 4th and final step, which is summary and submit. The first thing you will do on this page is enter the prefix in the request number field that corresponds to the bureau submitting the recruitment request. Example, OS, ITA, MBDA, EDA, NTIA, and BIS. In this scenario, the Bureau of the Office of the Secretary will be used. So in the request number box, type OS. You can also enter any applicable comments in the comments field below. If the recruitment is for a non-competitive hire, please include non-competitive in the comments box. When initiating as a proxy to a hiring manager, there will be an additional hiring manager drop-down field where the hiring manager should automatically populate. Per Bureau routing rules, routing the task to the first authorizer. In this case, it will be routed to myself. Select Submit once the authorizer is selected and all necessary fields are complete. Once the request is submitted, a message will appear on the screen that indicates that the recruitment request was successfully submitted. Please also take note of the recruit request number, as it will be needed when the recruitment request is submitted in the ES portal. By clicking on the print summary link, the request will open and a new tab will appear where the request can be printed or saved. Click Exit to exit out of the request or return to the recruitment dashboard to be taken back to the recruitment dashboard. You can access Submit recruitment requests from the Manage Request page. To access this, navigate to the recruitment dashboard on the home page, then click on Manage Request tile. The Manage Request page contains a search bar to filter recruitment requests by keywords, as well as a table to submit recruitment requests. Click any recruitment request on this page to review any of your submitted requests. Now, I'm going to transition to show you the Bureau approval level steps. Please give me a moment.
We will now be showing the steps of a Bureau approver approving a recruitment request. First, the Bureau approver can access submitted recruitment requests via the work list. To access this, navigate to the work list tile on the home page. On the work list page, select the desired request to review. To do this, select the Recruit Request action type. Under Action Type, users can view the specific type of request, task that they are working on. Click on the Recruit Request action type to open up the recruitment request. After selecting the desired assign request, the Bureau approver will be redirected to the request page with separate position information and announcement information tabs. Review all information in the Position Info tab, which includes occupational series, recruitment grades, and associated position details. Navigate to the Announcement Info tab at the top of the page after thoroughly reviewing the Position Information tab. Review the Announcement Info tab by scrolling down the page, which includes application requirements, announcement details, and duty station location information. The information contained under Announcement Info can be updated if needed. Navigate back to the Position Info tab at the top of the page after reviewing both tabs thoroughly. And add additional comments in the comments box if applicable. Click on the Human Resources Radio tab button. Click Submit. We have now walked through the steps to submitting a new recruit request, as well as seen the steps for the Bureau level approval. Our training materials will walk through other ways to submit a recruitment request, such as how to submit from backfill or vacant positions. We hope this demo has been informative as well as highlighted the key updates for PowerRecruit. Now we will jump back to our presentation to go over Q&A, next step, and wrap up this training session. Maria?
Now we will take some time to answer some questions. Are there any questions in the chat? If you have any questions, you can take yourself off of mute. Donna, I see your hand is up.
Yes, hi, Marcy. I have placed my question in the chat as well. And basically speaking, I am inquiring How can bureaus institute internal controls for who has supervisory approval for HR specialist trained proxy access based on the respective routing rules? Over.
That's a great question, Donna. Unfortunately, we will have to take that question back to management, but frequently asked questions will go out with the slides and the most recent questions that are being asked today, and you will get an answer to that question. Sorry, we're unable to answer that today.
No worries. Second question is, how often will you offer this training session on an annual basis? Thank you. Over.
That's a great question as well. So we were scheduled for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. But if additional training is needed, I am pretty sure management will agree to that. But again, we will take that question back to management and have an answer in our frequently asked questions for you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Over.
You're welcome. Do we have any additional questions? Okay, well, let's touch on next steps. PowerRecruit will go live on Monday, April the 8th. A recording of the live training will be shared with you all along with other knowledge resources, including a user guide and training decks. Next slide.
Maria,
yes,
one
ma'am.
moment. I
Yeah.
just double checked the chat and we do apologize. We didn't want to overlook anyone's, but I know someone asked about whether or not this training session is in CLC. At the moment, it is not, but then we can go back to management if it's a recommendation, if it's a high demand for it, we can see if we can get that on CLC, but we will take that back and get an answer back to the person that had that in the chat.
Thank you very much, Marcia.
My pleasure.
Okay. And with that, let's wrap up. Thank you for attending this training session to learn about the redesign of PowerRecruit. And we will send out a video recording of this training along with additional training materials for reference. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions or additional comments. And with that, I would like to say again, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll be in touch soon. So if there are no additional questions, we can give you back, it looks like 28 minutes.
Marcy, can I speak again on behalf of NTIA? I do see that one of our bureau level division managers did inquire about the process in terms of if you have a PowerRecruit action for more than one duty location. And so I just wanted to bring that to your attention before you go. It was Mr. Byron out of NTIA. Over. In the chat. Over.
Okay. Mr. Byron, in the locations section of the PowerRecruit, you are able to select multiple locations. And we will be sending out instructions for doing that as well.
Yeah, my question was also, do we have to submit additional CD 516s if it's more than one duty location?
That's a great question. I believe you will, but we will take that question back to management. And the reason why I believe you will is because of the organization code and the duty location code. They may be different. You may have someone in Boulder, but you have another organization code for your office. So you would have to submit an additional CD 516. But again, we will take that question back to management to get you the correct answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Just a question, Maria.
Yes.
There's this newly designed HR Connect site. can we actually track all the hiring actions in HR Connect now, or is that something that we will not be able to?
Lakshmi, I'm not sure about, are you saying your recruitment requests or your PowerRecruit actions?
PowerRecruit actions.
Okay, so your PowerRecruit actions, yes, you can track them. And we did show on the Manage Recruit page the list of all the PowerRecruits that you have submitted. You will have a list there. So whether your proxy submitted them or you submitted them yourself, you will be able to see each and every one that has been submitted and the status of them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Well, if not, enjoy your lunch. Have a great rest of your day and a great weekend. Thank you very much.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Thank you.
Our pleasure.
Thank you.